Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When we were trying to get this podcast off the ground, we had so many questions. How do we record an episode? Where do we find background music? How do we get our show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all the other places that people like to listen? And where do we find advertisers? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, distributing, and monetizing your podcast. And best of all, it's 100% free and 100% ridiculously easy to use. Anchor makes it simple to get up and running. You can upload and schedule your podcast ahead of time. It publishes to all the major podcast platforms. You can easily check your stats. I could go on, but instead, why don't you go and get started? Go to anchor.fm/start to join the e-commerce minute and a diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. We can't wait to hear your podcast.
It's the e-commerce minute, your daily dose of e-commerce, tech, and retail news with your hosts, Bart Mraz and John Suter. The e-commerce minute is a production of Sumo Heavy, a digital commerce consulting firm in Brooklyn, New York, and Philadelphia. Find us on the web at sumoheavy.com. This episode is brought to you by SendPro Online from Pitney Bowes. Save time and money no matter what you ship or mail with SendPro Online software. Print shipping labels and stamps right from your desk and access discounted rates for as low as $4.99 a month. Try it free for 30 days and get a free 10-pound scale when you visit pb.com/minute. That's pb.com/minute. Experience the better way to ship with a free trial of SendPro Online from Pitney Bowes. It's e-commerce minute episode 452.
In today's episode, Walmart plans to add thousands of robot workers.
Walmart is going robotic. The largest retailer in the world announced it's adding thousands of robot workers to its stores. Some robots will be autonomous floor scrubbers. Walmart also plans to use robots that can scan inventory on shelves and bots to automatically scan deliveries as they roll off of trucks. The company says it's a high-tech approach to solving workplace problems. Like many companies, Walmart has had a difficult time finding workers to do jobs like unloading trucks and cleaning floors. In addition, there is a historically high amount of turnover in these positions. The company said they would rather have its workers focusing on helping customers rather than doing these manual jobs. The floor cleaning robots called AutoC were developed as a partnership with Brain Corporation. It's already being used in 200 stores with plans for a total of 1,500. Also, Nova Robotics developed the shelf scanning robots called AutoS that Walmart's been testing since 2017. Now in 50 stores, it's expected to roll out in 350 locations. In backrooms, Walmart has also been using what it's called Fast Unloader, bots that can take merchandise off of trucks by itself, scan and sort the items, and send them on their way to departments. The company plans to use 1,700 of these in 2019. Walmart is also investing in more tech with its pickup towers. These self-serve machines allow customers to order online and pick up in-store. The company is planning to deploy 1,700 of these in-store vending machines. We are the robots. Hello?
Hello. I'm sorry. A robot is now taking over my job of doing this podcast. It is now a robot. We are now
Commerce Minute Podcast. Hello. Insert name here. So we reported on these robots before when it was just a test. We've also reported on the pickup towers.
Yeah, I feel like you just took all the stories in the past 2 years of this podcast of Walmart and just put them into one.
That's what happens. We find something that's brand shiny new and just a test, and either it goes two ways. They go full in or the project gets canceled. See every Tesla story we've done.
It's like crickets. It's like, what?
Yeah, it's like,
yeah, this is kind of interesting. I mean, so there's two ways of looking at this, right? Walmart was always famous for low pay cost type of people, and they're trying to change that, but it also means that they will go automation, right? Like the whole saying of, sure, you can update people's salaries to minimum wage of like $15 an hour, but if you look at from the other side, they can buy a was that $15 an hour? That's about $30,000 a year, right? Mm-hmm. They can buy a automatic register or a self-checkout register for that much money because that's how much it costs. And It never stops and never works out. You know what I mean? Like even with maintenance, it never stops.
Yep. So stat time, a 2017 study conducted by the investment firm Cornerstone Capital Group predicted that between 6 million and 7.5 million retail industry jobs would be vulnerable to automation in the coming decades. So that's close to half. The study concluded the cashier and inventory ordering jobs would be eliminated first, and then the more physically or emotionally demanding jobs like freight handling and customer service would be mostly safe for the foreseeable future. So this is exactly what we're seeing here. I mean, if you go into probably any store now, you see the bank of self-checkouts, and then there's the person standing there watching it because people are pretty dumb and don't know how to work them. I don't know how to scan this banana. It's kind of things like that. So you'll have one person in a Walmart,
manning 4 or 5, like easily, right? Or 6 or whatever they are.
Yeah, overseeing many of these self-checkouts, which is great because it gets the customer in, it gets the customer out. The problem right now is we just did that story about the Alexa voice and that it needs some kind of human intervention to learn. The robots are also kind of in the same spot, although now robots can jump and open doors and things like that. These types of robots that do cleaning and offloading, they do repetitive tasks. They're not always as reliable as you would expect. So I found one report on WBUR Boston. This guy called into their radio show, and this guy says, I had the experience with the Brain, the intelligent cleaning robot. You hook it up to your cell phone and it sends you a text message when it needs help. He says, the other night I needed help at 11:07, 11:10, 11:20, 11:23, and 11:25. That's a lot of help. He says the machine is finicky and slow and is so far to create an inefficiency in the operation of the machines. So he says, I take time babysitting it. I could scrub rings around it with a 10 at T7 auto scrubber, but it's also dangerous because you have to enter a PIN number to program the thing and set it on its course. But for some reason, you don't have to enter a PIN number to operate it manually. You put a poster on the wall that it scans and it starts out there and does its route. And then it comes back and parts itself at that route and waits for an associate to come and assign it to another route. It's sitting there unattended, fully energized, where anybody can get up to it. And if they hit the accelerator, it'll move. So watch out for the renegade floor moppers in Walmart.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's going to change for everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Cleaning and stuff like that.
I mean, it's not a cut and dry process. You don't just get a robot and you set it up and off it goes. There's a lot of learning involved, not only with the equipment itself, but with the people interacting with it. I don't think that people generally as a species are yet comfortable seeing a robot in a store. Example given, the giant grocery store chain on, I don't know if they're national, but there's a chain on the East Coast, grocery chain just put robots into their stores. They're one of those inventory checkers where they go and they just scan the barcodes and say, okay, we're out of ramen noodles in row 4. They must have done a big rollout because my social media feed like 2 weeks ago was like, what is this thing in this store? Why is this giant robot following me around? So I think people just aren't quite there. We're not quite in Jetsons land where it's like, no, like there's the robot there. I think there's got to be. I think we have another couple years to go. Same with the autonomous cars. Like it freaks people out. They're just like, I can't imagine getting in an autonomous car. They don't realize what's behind it, and I think we're not there yet.
Yeah, it makes it interesting.
It definitely does make it interesting. If they can't find people to fill these jobs, what are we supposed to expect? You get the guys as well. I don't want to do that job, but I also don't want the robot to do it either. I don't know what the happy medium is for that.
There isn't. Eventually it's gonna take over. But that's like anything, right? Anything in anything new is always the hardest.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. Anything new. I mean, we can go back through history and find many examples of that. I mean,
I don't need these moving pictures on this TV on this thing.
Pictures? I don't need that newfangled car. My horse just does just fine. So, yeah, history is a great teacher.
Correct.
I'm going to take a moment to tell you about our sponsor, Send Pro Online from Pitney Bowes, our old friends at Pitney Bowes. Stop wasting time in line to send your mail and packages and avoid all that confusion trying to find the best postal rates for your business. With Send Pro Online from Pitney Bowes, you can send packages and mail without leaving your office right from your desk as low as $4.99 a month. And for being a loyal e-commerce minute listener, you'll get a free 30-day trial to get started. As an added bonus, you also receive a free 10-pound scale shipped right to your door to help you accurately weigh your packages. And here's the best part: features and benefits, F's and B's. Save time and money no matter what you send, from packages to overnights and letters. Just click and send and save with this new offer from Send Pro Online. Starting at $4.99 a month, you can print shipping labels and stamps from your own printer. Easily compare rates using the online software. Gain access to USPS savings for letters and priority mail shipping. Plus, track all of your shipments, and get email notifications when they've arrived. I love that part. Go to pb.com/minute to access a special offer and get a free 30-day trial plus a free 10-pound scale to get you started. That's pb.com/minute. Experience the better way to ship with a free trial of SendPro Online from Pitney Bowes. Bart, any closing thoughts on the robots?
From the robots, I am now replaced by a robot. I got nothing.
What are you having for lunch? Can of oil?
Yeah, hey.
Can of oil?
Synthetic. I only eat a small batch.
Do you have these small batch artisanal, locally squeezed synthetic oil?
That's right.
You get that from your Amazon Go store. See what I did there? All right, that's enough. That's your e-commerce minute for today. We'll see you on the internet tomorrow. That's it for today's show. If you like the show, do us a favor and subscribe or leave us a review on iTunes. And don't forget, you can now listen to the e-commerce minute on your Amazon device. Just add e-commerce minute to your flash briefing. And finally, if you have a comment or suggestion or just want to say hi, find us on social media @Sumo Heavy.